Hey, so those of you that know me know that other than hunting, fishing, exploring, and having adventures, I also teach martial arts full time, and I like to build my life lessons around what I do. But let's talk a little bit more about future adults today. All right, not just that we teach kids, because we teach everybody, from moms, dads to grandmas and grandpas too. But when you think about the advantages to martial arts, you can come up with a lot of different reasons. But how about training our future adults or our current adults to value their decision making? What does that mean? What I mean is, do you want to personally be a job hopper? Do you want your kids to be a job hopper? Right? Martial artists are learning how to conform to expectations without giving up their personal expectations of themselves. In other words, you're not going to give up who you are in order to accomplish what you need to accomplish and be a successful person. So, how does that play into not being a job hopper? Which means, oh, I don't like my boss, so I'm going to quit. Stupid. Oh, it's a really hard day. I don't like what I'm doing, so I'm going to quit. Dumb. I don't think this is what I'm really supposed to be doing, so I'm not going in tomorrow. Lazy. All of those traits are things that we work out of in martial arts class, no matter how old you are. But to think about it, if you're an adult, you might need that. You might need to understand what I'm talking about, because there's a good chance what I just said might have actually offended you. And if it did, there's a problem, because it shouldn't. All right, but if it did, so be it. You'll get over it. So will I. Move on. Let's move on and say, how do job hoppers happen? Job hoppers happen when they think they are entitled to a certain thing that they're truly not. What are you truly entitled to? You're entitled to be safe and happy and successful in whatever you choose to be. However, how you get there is not necessarily always clear. When you have a job, or you have a martial arts class, or you're in college, your expectations are to produce what's expected and asked of you. It is not to tell your employer, your school, your college what you want of them to accomplish. Now, there is obviously some give and take and some push and pull, and you do need to respect where you are, and you need to be respected there. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to make better decisions, and you're going to learn how to do that through martial arts training. One of the examples that I said a minute ago is, no, my boss is a jerk, so I'm going to quit. I don't, yeah, go ahead, quit. But what's the decision? What's the decision? It's not dumb to quit. It's not stupid to quit. It's not lazy to quit. What it is irresponsible if you haven't actually planned it through. It shouldn't be a knee-jerk reaction, and it shouldn't be when you're angry, and it shouldn't be an emotional decision. It should be, I don't like it here. This isn't what I want to do. I don't like what I'm doing, so I'm going to make a change. You go out and you find that change. You find that other opportunity before you burn the bridge. And if you can't find another opportunity, maybe there's a problem you really need to look at. Understand, if you're going from interview to interview to interview to interview to interview to interview to interview, or you're just applying everywhere and you're not getting called and you're not getting picked, don't blame them. Take a look in the mirror and see what you can do. One way you can do that is to talk to your friends and ask them honestly. If they're honest with you, they will tell you some things that make you a little uncomfortable. If they're not honest with you, they're going to tell you how awesome you are all the way straight through, and that it's entirely not your fault. Okay, if that's what you need for your support system, I hope it works for you. But I'm going to suggest to find somebody that might actually tell you might want to look at it from another approach. Think about it. Martial arts is going to put the pressure on you to make good decisions, and when you don't make good decisions, we're going to point it out. If you make a snap emotional decision, you're probably going to get shut down by somebody who's in a lot more control. If you decide to be lazy, you're going to get outshined by somebody who is going to step up and shine. And all of that means that you start to build those characteristics, or at least an appreciation of it. So if you want to stop yourself from being a job hopper, being irresponsible in your career path, or just not happy with where you are, martial arts training might actually help you do that. If you want to have your children raised to a point where when they get to their first, second, third jobs, they don't have a job for a couple months at a time and then jump just because they don't like it. They'll start to look into the future and start to design what they want their future to look like, and start to design themselves to fit that future, to fit it. That, I think, is a great attribute of martial arts training. What do you think? All right, some of the stuff I said in here might not necessarily be something you want to hear or something that you might agree on, but it's something to make you keep thinking. So keep thinking. Don't job hop. Don't blame anybody else. Find your solutions. Find your path.